Hey everybody, so just the other day I uploaded a video called "Is it time to stop being vegan?" It was quite a controversial video, it got lots of comments, there was lots of commentary about it on various different social media sites, which was cool. The whole reason I uploaded that video was because I wanted to provoke discussion and thought, and it worked, that was nice. I was quite pleasantly surprised by how many people got where I was coming from with that video and agreed with me. That was really cool. Some of the people who agreed with me did have questions, so I'm going to answer those questions in this video. There were also people who disagreed with me and they brought up logical criticisms of the points I made. So in this video I'm also going to answer some of those criticisms because before I uploaded that video I did think about what I was saying from every conceivable angle, so I believe I have an answer for everybody. There were also people who kind of misinterpreted what I was saying and then got quite upset about what they thought I'd said and ignored what I actually said. So I thought it would be cool to take an opportunity to clear up some of those misconceptions as well with this video. So that's what I'm doing today. If you haven't seen the video I'm talking about, this video probably won't make too much sense, so it's a good idea to go and watch that one first. I'll put a link down there in the box below. Anyway, first of all, I thought it would be cool for me to clear up some of the misconceptions, some of the misunderstandings people had about that video. I'm not going to directly read out anybody's comments because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm picking on them or selecting them for special treatment or anything, but I'm going to paraphrase some of the misconceptions that I saw here. A few people suggested that I was ashamed of being vegan, which could not be further from the truth. I believe if you were to cut me open, you would find the word vegan stamped up on my heart. It's that simple. I'm a vegan. I'm proud of being vegan. I don't see the word in any negative light whatsoever. And that's not what I said in that video, so please go watch it again. The next misconception was that I was saying we need to hide, we need to have a lower profile in some way. We should be ashamed of ourselves and hide and shrink from society. No. What I was saying in the video was the opposite. We need to be more explicit. We need to be more in your face. That's the whole point of the video. What I was arguing for in that video is that we present ourselves more intelligently and more effectively, not that we should hide. I don't know where you got that idea, if that's what you were thinking. The next misconception was that I want the word vegan to be removed from the vocabulary. No, that's not what I said. What I said in the video was talking about having the word vegan as our self-identity. Should we identify as vegans? That's what I was talking about, not removing the word from the vocabulary. It's a perfectly good word, it works. Again, I don't have any negative connections to the word in my mind. It's a great word. There's nothing wrong with it. That's not what I was saying. Another misconception that I saw was that I'm giving up. I'm kind of worn out and tired of being vegan and tired of fighting, and I just want to give up and let the carnists and the speciesists win. Again, no, that's not what I said at all. Did you even watch the video? I mean, really, how could you think I was saying that? I'm arguing for more efficient and more intelligent advocacy of our position. That's what I'm arguing for. Go watch the video again. So next, I'm going to address some of the logical criticisms that came up about the points I raised. So the first one I saw a fair bit of was that we have terms like environmentalist, we have people who call themselves environmentalists, we have people who call themselves feminists when they're fighting for sexual equality, we have anti-vivisectionists, etc. Those people have terms for what they do, so having a term for what we do is not a problem. My response to that is, first of all, when people take those terms and use them as an identity, it's equally as counterproductive. What I was saying about identity goes for those terms too. If someone becomes a feminist and that's the kind of part of their identity, if you just imagine someone running about with a t-shirt that says I'm a feminist on it, That's counterproductive to feminism, I really believe, because like I argued for people being able to put vegans in a box and write them off as this minority nutjob group, people can do that with any label that you apply to yourself that's a minority group. Labels such as that are counterproductive. Actually, in reality, I believe vegans label themselves far more than people who are environmentalists or feminists or anti-vivisectionists. Vegans, we have this tendency, we're so positive about the word, we have this tendency to print it on t-shirts, we get tattoos that say vegan on, we make it part of our identity in a big way. You'd very rarely see someone with a tattoo that says environmentalist. You just don't see it. Another criticism was that we should really fight to keep the word vegan. If we don't fight to keep it, we're going to lose it. The meaning is being diluted, and we should educate people and fight back and let people know that that's not the case. First of all, that's not what Donald Watson did back in the 1930s when he coined the term. Donald Watson coined the term vegan as a response to the dilution of the term vegetarian. Vegetarian used to mean no animal products. The term got diluted, and Donald Watson came up with this invented word, vegan. What I'm saying now is that the same thing has happened to the term vegan. Should we fight to hang on to the word? Is that a productive use of our time? That's the question I would ask there. Should we be concerned about preserving the sanctity of the dictionary definition over here, or should we be thinking about the animals? Which is more important? Only you can answer that, but I know which is more important to me. It's the animals every time. I don't give a toss about the word, to be honest. I don't have any negative thoughts about the word, but it's just a word. It's just a word. It's the idea that's important, and it's the animals that are important. And I think focusing too much on worrying about the definitions of things is silly when we should be really worrying about the animals and focusing on them. Another criticism that came up was several people had variations on the idea that, well, it works for me. Being vegan works for me. It works great. There's no problem. What are you on about? If that's the case, I say fantastic, keep doing it, keep doing whatever you're doing. I don't have a horse in this race. I don't care about the word vegan either way. All I care about is what works. That's all I'm bothered about. That's all I'm interested in. What works, what's effective. If for you, being a vegan is effective and you're converting people around you away from a cruel lifestyle, keep doing it. You have my full support. That's cool. The problem I see, and the whole reason I started this discussion really with that video, was that I don't think we're effective enough. How many people can say that they live in a country where more than 20% of the population is vegan? Nobody. We're a tiny minority still. We're obviously not that effective. If people all around you are turning vegan left, right and centre, that's great. Fantastic. Keep doing it. But all I'm saying is sometimes it's worth bearing in mind the way in which we advocate. And I think it should be done effectively and logically. How can I illustrate this for you? Let me see. Let me think. All right. You know the film Lord of the Rings? The hobbits, what did they do when they wanted to bring down Sauron? What did they do? Did they put on t-shirts saying we're hobbits, screw you, and then march into Mordor waving flags with an army behind them? No, they snuck in and they blew the place up from the inside. That's what I'm suggesting would be an effective way for us to work. So I hope that's answered some of the criticisms. I realise there will still be people who disagree with me, and that's cool. As I say, if what you're doing is working and there are lots of people going vegan around you, keep doing it. That's all I care about. I don't care about the word, I care about the animals. And if you want to disagree with me and practice whatever you do, fantastic. If you have something in your toolbox, as it were, that works, use it. That's all I'm saying. My only reason for talking about this in the first place is that I see what we're doing not working an awful lot of the time. And I think with a simple tweak in the way we present ourselves, it could work very, very well indeed. Okay, so finally, there were a lot of people who agreed with me and got where I was coming from. But a few of them had questions, and there were mostly questions along the lines of, where do we go from here? What should we do? How should I identify myself? Okay, so where do we go from here? I mean, what I'm proposing is that we get a little more intelligent about the way we present ourselves, and it's not always in your best interest to be so upfront about being vegan. You can start conversations much more effectively when people don't know your position. As soon as people know that you hold a strong position to which they may be opposed, they may not even know why they're opposed, but at this point they are. Once they know that you are the opposition, then you're not going to get anywhere with them. If you can open a conversation and people don't really understand where you're coming from at first, but you can make them think, that is effective and intelligent advocacy, and that's what I want to see more of. So how should you refer to yourself? You can refer to yourself any way in which you like. If you see a situation in which being an upfront vegan is going to work, then do it. Do it. That's all I care about. I want to see results. Just bear in mind, there are many situations where being the upfront vegan, waving the flag as it were, is not going to be so effective, and you just need to bear those situations in mind. What should we do? What should we do? What can we do practically? Well, I feel that veganism and vegans, we've become kind of like this little minority group. We've become this little clubhouse, and we need to be more integrated with society. We need to integrate. We need to sneak in and blow it up from the inside out. That's how it's going to happen. That's the way I see it happening. So what should we do? What can we do effectively? Well, I can only speak personally here, but my plan now is to make more videos which are kind of entertaining and generally fun to watch. I want to spend less time preaching to the choir. I've made over 150 videos. Most of them have the word vegan in the title and the tags. Most of them are about veganism and animal rights. If they're not, it at least gets a mention, but you know, that's an awful lot of time I've spent talking about veganism. And I honestly feel, when I look at the comments and who subscribes, I've spent most of my time preaching to the choir. And what I would like to do now is reach the wider world. I would like to reach non-vegans. I would like to get them on board. So that's the reasoning behind me making more entertainment focused videos. Once I've accumulated more subscribers and more viewers and more views, then I can start asking the pertinent questions. Why do you support animal cruelty? Without actually using the V word, without scaring people away, and without giving them the opportunity to ghettoize my position. So basically that's it. I want to spend less time preaching to the choir. I think we could all spend less time preaching to the choir, and on a personal level, like I said, I'm going to try and entertain people more, get more people watching, and then once I've got their attention, hit them with the pertinent questions, ask them to justify what they're doing. I believe just saying go vegan is not specific enough at this point in time. We need to be more explicit, we need to be more powerful, we need to be more intelligent with the way in which we advocate for animals, and that's all I am suggesting we do. This may just be the longest, most boring video I've ever uploaded. I promise you from here on in there's going to be much more entertaining content on my channel. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't, well, whatever, you can't see me anyway, so bye. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your time, thanks for listening, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.